Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha Hearne and this channel is dedicated to coaching you to create the most successful business possible and be happy doing it. And in today's video, I'm talking to you about 5 habits that you should adopt before 2020. I know, before the new year hits, these are 5 things that I recommend that you start implementing into your business plans, your business habits, your mindset, so that you can get the very best from the rest of this year and going into the brand new year with a strategy in place that works for you, that will help you create success and happiness at the same time. The first tip that I have for you and habit is actually something that I learned 2 years ago, and this wasn't even business related. I learned it from, I think it was from a book, it might have been from a seminar, and it was all about how every year you go through seasons. You know, we go through different times in our life. Not every year will serve the same purpose, and when you look back on a year, there tends to be a common theme. I was encouraged to think of my year in themes. So last year, so in 2019, my theme was take bigger risks and enjoy bigger rewards. And this meant it didn't matter what was coming up in the year, what I was doing in every quarter, all of those things was still super important. But in the back of my mind, I always had this theme of this year is all about taking bigger risks and enjoying bigger rewards. So take the risk, Sam. Say yes to this new adventure, do something new, figure it out later. Take the risk. And it just reminded me that for so many of us, we do just focus way too much on the plan and executing the plan and not necessarily on the purpose of the plan or how we want to feel about the plan. So my theme for 2019 was all about making sure that I focused on how I wanted to feel and what I wanted to bring in to my life when I look back over the year. So something that I really want you to be thinking about before you go into 2020 is, what do you want the theme of your year to be? What do you want the focus? Do you want it to be, I will make more time for myself this year? Is it you want to enjoy the journey more? You want to become more mindful? You want to start practicing yoga? What's the theme around your year? So irrespective of what's happening in your business, your life, your relationships, what do you want the theme of your year to be? So I can look back over 2019 and I did take some really big risks, and they paid off. And it's about recognizing that sometimes we just need that internal push. We need that internal reminder. So by having a theme, that was my internal reminder. So the first thing that I really want you to adopt before you go into the new year is, what do you want your new year and this year to come to be focused around? Not just your plans, but you, how you want to feel. What do you want that focus to be for you in your life? The next one. Planning is one of my superpowers, and something that I would invite you to do very strongly right now is to have Q1 planned out. So Q1 is January, February and March. You need to, before you get into that new year, know what you're doing to hit the ground running and to start with momentum. So January, February and March, when I say have them planned out, I'm not saying literally to the very second, but what I am saying is you do need to know what you're doing in January, February and March from a content perspective, from a launching perspective, from a client perspective, a serving perspective, freebies, social media. What are you doing during these 3 months? So you can start planning that now, start prepping that now. You have plenty of time to start thinking about what you want January, February and March to look like for you in your business for this next 3 months. And what I would really recommend, and I have done videos on this, but when you are planning and you're thinking about launching and selling, think about 1 high ticket launch, 1 mid-range and 1 freebie. So in the quarter, you'll have 1 big launch that's going to be your big income earner, it's going to be your bespoke package, it's going to be your flagship offer, whatever that might be. Then you maybe bring out something like a webinar or a course or a training, and then you'll have some free content, maybe a free challenge. This is the skeleton of that. Of course, you can pad that out further depending on where you are in your entrepreneurship journey. In your Q1 plan, make sure you know exactly what you're executing for those first 3 months so that when the new year is over and all of that hype is finished, you can get down to business. Okay, this habit is way more than just before the new year. This habit should be implemented all the time. Market research. I'm really encouraging you to always be market research and asking your audience for what they want. What do they want from you? How can you serve them? What are they struggling with? What do they want to see more on your platform? What do they want you to go into more depth in? What don't they like? What's working for them? What resonates with them? Constant market research. That's a simple one. I talk about it all the freaking time. Something you need to implement way before you get to the new year is knowing what they want. So in order to complement and support your Q1 plans, market research now so that those plans are as tailor-made and personalized to your audience as possible. Not what everyone else is putting out there, to what your audience really want from you. Start to consume things outside of your niche. You might start looking at pop stars or architects or authors and just see how they run their life, how they focus on different things, how they consume, how they self-develop, what do they do to create success, so that you can start to see well outside of your area of expertise and this entrepreneur kind of bubble. There are so many other people doing what we are doing in a completely different way. So start now. A habit that I would ask you to start implementing before 2020 is to consume things outside of your area of expertise or this bubble that you find yourself in, and see what refreshing things come up for you. Read a book that is not about self-development, money or business. Put yourself into podcasts that are about motivation or positivity and they're not about your business mindset or, psychology, whatever it might be that you're focused on. Because the reason for this is you want to always be expanding your ideas and you want to always be finding refreshing new ways to revitalize your thought process rather than it being this one train journey. Not sure what I was trying to say there, but that tunnel vision. That's something that I think is really important and it's crucial as you definitely go into the end of this year and the start of the new year, because so much in our industry is about this, the new year, what to focus on. So for me, start getting outside of the industry that you are in and being refreshed by other people's content in other platforms, in other industries, to just remind you that there is so much more to be discovered outside of where you might be looking at the moment. Finally, this is something that I think is super important for your confidence as an entrepreneur, your mindset, and to help you always find the clarity that you need. Act first, qualify second. Create first, qualify second. What I want you to start doing is creating your ideas first before you go and see if you need to qualify them. When I said market research, how I use market research is I come up with the ideas. They just kind of come to me. I don't know, they just fly around. So I will think to myself, okay, I've got this really amazing idea. I really want to put up a masterclass in X, Y, and Z. Cool, let's create a skeleton. And then I'll say, hey everyone, I've had this idea. I really want to create this. Is this something you'd be interested in? Let me know. So I create first, and then I ask. Because what I can do then is I can very clearly see if this is what they want and if my mindset is aligned with my community. So act first, qualify second. If you spend way too much time trying to find out if this is the right thing, do people want this, do people want this, do people want this, is this right, is this not right, is this going to work, is this going to sell, you end up not doing anything and months go by and you're still just researching. So when I use market research, I would create an idea first, ask them if they want it. If they don't, another idea would come to me. So create and act first, qualify second. In order for you to start the new year in the way that you want and start to create your business journey by you and your design and with you and the momentum that you want to bring to your business, you need to be making sure that you are creating and acting as often as possible on your thoughts and with your intuition. Then you can qualify, see if it's what they want right now. If it's not, bank it. It's a great idea, it's something that came to you, so bring it out when you think it is more aligned with your audience. But always get yourself into this habit of acting, this habit of creating, this habit of actually executing, and then see what comes from that point. So 5 habits that you should be adopting way before 2020 are the 5 things that I've shared with you here. These are not only going to help you with your confidence as an entrepreneur, that CEO mentality, but also with taking action, holding yourself accountable, and making sure that you're always building on your own progress and momentum. These are all so fundamental in creating a business that is lasting, sustainable, successful, and that makes you happy along every step of the way. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I can't wait to see which one of the tips you are going to implement first. Let me know below, and I will see you, lovely lady, in the next video.